What's up, people? Daniel at night. Uh, I don't know why, uh, but I was just like scrolling through. I feel like just felt like doing something, right? So I was scrolling through YouTube, right? You know they have the videos, of course, but they also have the pictures, right? That people post, like maybe an update on what's going on. Not doing a video or something like that. Well, someone posted a picture. It said, "We teach mathematics, history, and something else. I don't know, science, but uh, we don't teach happiness, uh, and two other things that are unimportant." But I'm sitting there, I'm watching this, I'm looking at this, I'm reading this, and I'm thinking to myself, uh, when did we ever have that? As a species, it is very recent that we were able to pursue happiness at all as a species. And I know, even going back, a couple thousand years, there have been people with power that have been able to pursue happiness, pursue goals, and things like that. But most of us, for the most part, the vast majority of humanity has been uh, surviving, and not very well. Not very well until fairly recently. We've surviving poorly. Let me plug this in so I got some power. We've been doing a very bad job of surviving. Every time we get a little bit ahead, something would happen. The plagues. We had two plagues. I think one wiped out half of Europe. Thanks, China. Both of them, I believe, came from South China. Uh, uh, so I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, if you're if you're if you have to prioritize something to teach in school, happiness is not going to be on the list. Even if you think it's important, you have a significant amount of time, a short amount of time to teach children things that they need to learn. And I think fucking allergies are just killing me. Uh, let me get something to drink. Maybe that'll help. Don't drink alcohol, little kids. All right, that helped a little bit. uh, so, you've got it like what? So you go into school. Like, I don't know how they do it anymore. I don't have kids, so I don't know how it is. But for us, it was basically 7:30 to 3. You have like a half-hour lunch. It's basically 8 to 3. And you've got 15 minutes in between your classes. If it's a block scheduling, you have a little bit more. So block scheduling, about an hour and a half a class, 4 classes, maybe 5. I think it was 4. If not, you got like 7 fucking classes, half an hour apiece. And you don't got a lot of time. So it's important that kids understand the things that will allow them to succeed in life. And I'm not talking about higher education, although some people pursue some very stupid things in higher education. If you're going to spend a lot of money to learn, you should be able to make a lot of money, or you should be providing something that's super important, like knowledge, right? So getting a degree in something that serves no purpose, adds nothing to society, like the long-term benefits of society. Why would you put yourself in that kind of debt? Anyways, that's neither here nor there. But you have to teach these children. So you start off with the foundations, reading, writing, arithmetic. Then as they grow older, you expand upon that with sciences, history. But happiness is just like doesn't exist. It doesn't exist until you've gotten to the point where, and this is where I think a lot of people, you can't be happy. There's like a little scale of happiness. So if you make enough money, or you're subsistence enough that you fit in around, so you're not making too little where it's hard for you you're struggling to pay bills and live, and you don't want to make too much where it's just like you got too much money and you're doing dumb stuff, right? So you're right in the middle where you can pay all your bills and you've got enough money that, like, hey, I can go on a trip, let's go on vacation, go on a holiday, as they say in the stupidville, Europe. So that you can go out and do stuff, right? Not every day, but you can go out and get stuff done. And if you I hate getting old. I never had these problems when I was younger. Hey, stop chewing on my cords. Anybody want kittens? So if you're sitting right there, Jesus Christ, did my light change? I think I did. Just changed my light. I think it actually was my TV just went dark, my Xbox. And my computer just... What is up with it? I got something in my nose. Anyways, let's finish this off before I've got to go blow my nose. Anyways, I think that we don't do enough teaching to survive in school. I think that we should go deeper into that. That trip. Crap. We should go deeper into that. It should be more important, and it should be more important. So we should teach, how do we farm, basic gardening. When do we plant? How do we plant? What can we use for fertilizers? Just like things that can help you out in life, like anywhere, no matter where you live, you can make a small little bed, set it outside your window if you live in a city, or if you live, a little bit more open, you can create an actual garden. How do you do it? How do you go about it? What do you need to look for? Things of that nature. And I don't think that we teach things like that enough. How do you raise livestock? And then optional things for children, I call them children, but they're young adults in high school, to learn how to, if you have to, how do you process animal if you have to? How do you do that? How do you then cook? How do you clean an animal? These are things that are important. I think is in the South, it is some, and in the North too. Like but like kind of in the middle of the United States, like this band of stupid, where like you don't have people that teach their kids that anymore. The generations of people who have never hunted an animal, and I think that should be something that every school teaches. Every school should teach these things. These are like basic things. What happens if you need to do this? This is a basic survival. It should be right back here, right in the back of your head. You don't really need it, but if you have to, it's better to have the knowledge and not need it. Someone just popped online. That's why that blue just popped up. Than to need it and not know. So I just had that kind of like just popped in my head. I was reading that. I was like, no, humanity has not been happy. They don't teach that in school because happiness is not important in the grand scheme of things. Happiness is achieved when you have achieved all the other stuff that is important. If all the important stuff in your life is taken care of, you can then find happiness. That's basically where happiness comes. Only after the important stuff is dealt with. No one is happy in crippling debt, barely paying their bills, not knowing where the next meal is going to come from, not knowing how to deal with problems. Nobody's happy. That's not where happiness cannot be achieved in that little area. I know there's some people who then just like, fuck it, smoke weed. That's not the answer, bro. Happiness comes when you've solved these bigger problems. And now, this guy logged off and logged back on? Alright, whatever, dude. His color is blue. He's the only guy that pops up as like this bright blue. Anyways, peace out. I thought that was probably... I just felt like I had to rant a little bit about that. Anyways, if you don't agree with me, you don't agree with me. That's life. Peace out.